And I love the Philippines to death, but I just can't ignore these things that drive me nuts and even drive experts crazy. Wherever you go, you will see trash everywhere. Instead of constantly complaining, experts should try to learn from their experiences and appreciate the unique aspects of their new home.
Guys, welcome back to the Black Filipino TV. Now, today I have a video for you, and I'm sure a lot of guys want to know about this. You see these videos all the time, but this video here today is Philippine life with Mia, and she's getting into things that would disappoint you. Why expats will leave. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let me point out that my heart bleeds for these kids and I wish I could help them, but I know giving them money will not resolve the problem. And I know that it is one of the biggest disappointments for tourists since you all come here to enjoy and explore different places. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be somewhat different, and I know that I've been talking about how nice the Philippines is with its amazing beaches, friendly people, and beautiful exotic Filipinas. But today I am going to talk about the bad side of the Philippines. And first and foremost, I am not trying to bash my own country since I've lived here my whole life, plus the fact that it will always be my home country no matter where I go. And I love the Philippines to death, but I just can't ignore these things that drive me nuts and even drive expats crazy. And for most expats that come to the Philippines, these negatives can drive them away and create dissatisfaction with the Philippines. Some may end up leaving and swearing never to come back. I am also not saying that these nasty things can only be seen here in the Philippines. No. There are other places as well that have much worse cases than here in the Philippines. But hey, I might get bashed by my own fellow countrymen for laying these things out in the open, but that's not going to stop me from spilling the beans. And I just want to provide you guys with a realistic picture of what to expect if you plan to visit this beautiful country. Since most foreign expats who vlog about the Philippines don't really show the negative side that they experience, and I'm just going to lay this out in the open.
She's right though. I mean, guys on this side do. Most people view are the expats say, "Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so great. Oh, look how beautiful the Philippines is." And she's telling her how it is. Let's see.
Anyway, for those expats who want to visit the Philippines, be ready when you land. And the first thing that you'll notice once you land are beggars in the street trying to ask for a penny. Or maybe you will notice the hot woman first. And these beggars, they will try to push their way into you just so they can beg for some money. And you may even encounter kids selling different goods on the street instead of going to school. Once I had a bad experience with these kids who begged. When I went to my usual coffee shop, there was a family of beggars standing outside the coffee shop waiting for someone to go in. And they would use that opportunity to go ask for money. I actually had it in my mind to give them at least bread and water because, I've been doing that with other beggars as well, but this family of beggars was different. She pushed her kids inside the coffee shop, and all that coffee place was packed with people at the time, with foreigners having coffee with their friends. Then this little girl ran her way straight to the foreigner and pushed her way into the table and leaned there while waiting for the foreigner to give her money. But of course, she didn't get any. But what she did instead was run straight to my table and sit on the floor while begging. And I was shocked because she was so aggressive that even the coworkers at the coffee shop couldn't get a hold of her. And at that time, she didn't want to leave the place without some money in her hands. And of course, I do felt bad, but I do have these rules wherein if that beggars is too aggressive, I won't give anything. But yeah, those are just some of the encounters I've had with these beggars, and I'm pretty sure that you guys also have bad experience with these beggars. Let me point out
I'll tell you guys this, right? I usually don't mind the beggars that much. Say if you have 10 pesos in your pocket, they'll take whatever change you have. Usually that's all they want. So 10 pesos, even if you have 5 pesos, even if you have 4 pesos scattered in pesos only, they'll take it. So beggars aren't usually the problem. The one thing I don't like is when the guys will plot themselves in front of the 7-Eleven or plot themselves in front of somewhere and open a door for you. Or say it happens, like I lived at a building. I used to live at Fame Residences, right? And it's the it's SMDC. They have their own Alpha Mart downstairs. It's connected to my building. So usually beggars can't be propped there because they have security there. So what would happen is sometimes a guy will come there and plop himself there and open the door for you. And that one, it doesn't make me upset, but it puts me off a little bit because they plop themselves there and they're asking for money, and it's like you're not supposed to be here. This is connected to my building where I live, right? So it throws me off a little bit because there's other ways to get money, but usually I don't mind. They want a couple of pesos, it's fine.
that my heart bleeds for these kids and I wish I could help them, but I know giving them money will not resolve the problem. It will only make it worse. And when you think of it, these parents are exploiting their kids instead of trying to work, instead of trying to do something productive. And these kids never got a chance at a normal life because of the choices the parents make. They say, teach a person to fish instead of buying him to fish. And I think that's his expression in English. Also, the other thing that will disappoint these expats is the trash. Wherever you go, you will see trash everywhere, even in the nicest places like beaches, waterfalls, and nature. You will even see these people walk down the street and just throw their trash on the ground without hesitation. And you will see garbage piling up on the streets, beaches, and rivers. And of course, this can be a major turnoff for tourists who are looking for a clean.
I remember back in 2015 when I first came to the Philippines. It's a big difference from then, right? When I got off the plane, it's nothing like then. I'll tell you that. I have to go against her on that part because when I got off the plane, you smelled that smell. It had that stink, that raunchy smell. But now it's not like that. Now it's cleaner. Also, you walk through the streets, you see trash everywhere. I know because I'm from Manila. Not like that anymore, right? Like cleaner. See, what happened before was a lot of problems that some Filipinos may not like this, or some people from other countries may not like this. The Turk they cleaned up a lot of those problems, right? He cleaned up the streets. He got the drugs out. I seen kids run up to the car, banging on the car. That change is not the same. So I've seen it switch from 2015 to 2016. So it's got a lot cleaner. Places like Subic Bay, right? It was trash. I went over by Subic Bay by the place where like you can it's like it has like the bubble thing. You go there and you have fun. You just like a little floating playground. Now it's clean. All the beaches were dirty. They've got cleaner, so it's got a lot cleaner. But I'll let her finish.
Hygienic environment. And did you know, per capita, the Philippines is the country that contributes the most to plastics in the ocean? I mean, come on, Filipinos. We can do so much better than that. And also,
One thing I do have to say though, right? Over by uh over by Manila Bay, right? They cleaned it up. They're dredging out the area. And the people that live right across from the bay, those kids are throwing bottles into the water. That drove me nuts. I'm looking at the bay like, wow, they're over there cleaning it. And the kids, I seen them right across the bay, eating candy, just throwing it right there in the water. Drinking water, throwing in plastic right there in the water. It was wild.
another thing that can disappoint this expat and cause them to leave the Philippines is that here in the Philippines, you will see tons of old expats that go to a bar and sit there drinking from early in the morning and just talk about the negative stuff they encounter while being in the Philippines. These expats talk badly about the quality of food, the girls that scam them, and they even indulge themselves in politics here in the Philippines. And these expats drive other expats crazy because they tend to complain about everything from food to the weather and to the locals. And they often forget that they themselves are expats who live in a foreign country with different cultural norms and standards. And living in a foreign country can be challenging, I know, but it is important to have an open mind and embrace the differences. Instead of constantly complaining, experts should try to learn from their experiences and appreciate the unique aspects of their new home. While their opinions may be valid, it is important to keep in mind that not all expats share the same point of view. Also, expressing your opinion loudly in front of Filipinos is probably not welcomed and can get you in a big trouble. And another thing that drives foreigners crazy is the outage of electricity and the internet. And I know, it also drives me crazy. It is very common here in the Philippines to experience electrical outages, especially in remote areas. And what's worse is that it can last for hours, which can be very frustrating, especially when the weather is so hot and humid. And if you are working remotely, oh my gosh, it can be very frustrating because you might be in the middle of a meeting and suddenly the power is out, which means no internet. Also, if there's no electricity, you might be frustrated about your internet since and it can be slow and unreliable, making it even more challenging for you as an expat, especially those who want to work remote. Many remote workers end up living to other Asian countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia. And last but not the least is the Philippines infrastructure. And I know that it is one of the biggest disappointments for tourists since you all come here to enjoy and explore different places. The roads and highways are poorly constructed, and traffic can be terrible and unbearable, especially in cities like Manila, with many drivers disregarding basic road safety rules. And most roads here in the Philippines are narrow, they're bumpy, full of potholes, and poorly maintained, which makes it difficult to drive safely. Moreover, the lack of proper street lighting and road signs can make driving at night very dangerous. And it is important for drivers to exercise caution and be extra vigilant when navigating the roads here in the Philippines. And last but not least is the medical infrastructure is also lacking in the Philippines. As a nation, our healthcare ranks about 60th in the world, and it is sad because I have known about expats here in the Philippines that have been in an accident and have patched up here in the Philippines. Like they got a broken bones, broken knees, finger, limbs, or whatever, and they had to go back to the West to redo a lot of what was done here in the Philippines. And expats, typically older in age, might not be the best country for you.
Oh yeah, if you're older and you have a lot of medical, not older, because older guys can make it here. I say if you have too many medical problems, it would be best probably not to come. But for the most part, guys could just go to Manila, right? Go to Manila where there's better healthcare. That's one of those things you have to know before you go, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will be prepared for it. So I'm sure that's not an issue.
When things go wrong, other Asian countries such as Thailand have much better healthcare and outcomes. So, if you have medical or anticipate that you will have medical issues in the near future, the Philippines is probably not the best place for you. So, please do the research before coming here on medical costs and outcomes. So, apart from all of these bad stuff, you will experience frustration and be pissed off. And
Yeah, what I say to guys, as far as what she said about the expats, I say for that there are guys that come here and complain. I know plenty of guys that complain and even want to complain with me now, and they want me to do interviews of them complaining, and I just won't do it, right? Because I've had those same complaints myself. But what do? You roll with the punches. You get over it, right? And as she said, there's nothing you can do. You can't change the country. You can't change the people. The people are who they are, right? Was happy like when I even interviewed Odell and he said, "Hey, look, you can't change anything. The people here just want to smile and have fun." And yeah, a lot of guys may not like that, but what can you do? It does get better when you don't sweat the small stuff. But yeah, guys, that's her video. It came across like it was a big bashment of the Philippines, but it's not. Guys really do get frustrated about that. And some guys would say, you know what? I mean, I want to come to the Philippines. I don't think about it because I'm here. I don't talk about these things because I see it as you'll adjust. You'll learn that on your own. And for some guys, it's not hard to get over those things. These are small and minuscule, but to some, it's not. It's big. It just matters what kind of person you are. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. So be sure to go like her. And also, guys, be sure to like the video. Give me all your comments, what you think down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. And thanks for watching, y'all. Be sure to subscribe. That's it. See y'all next video.